Hello there, my name is Amina Hashi for CBA TV. Welcome to our new series, Somaliland, the Democracy Untold. It is election season in Somaliland, and the event, which has been highly anticipated by participating parties and citizens alike, is not only a chance for new and fresh blood, but an opportunity for Somaliland to shine on the world stage. Now, citizens are headed to the polls this week to vote in new members of parliament and a new local council. It has indeed been a busy week. Last week on Sunday, the Peace and Development URID party kicked off the campaigns, with the ruling party Kulmiye following and the Wadani party respectively. Apart from the one man, one vote phenomenon that the country prides itself on, even the campaign process is something of a wonder. During the 6 days of campaigning that was allocated to the parties, each party gets 2 days respectively only for themselves. Now, what I mean by this is no party is allowed to campaign on the day that another party is campaigning on. This ensures maximum satisfaction for everyone. Several parties are involved to ensure the smooth sailing of the electoral process. International and local organizations, as well as observers from around the world, actively participate to guarantee fairness and transparency. We got in touch with Mustafa Saad Dimble, who was chairman of SONSAF for 5 years and is currently on the board as well. Mustafa, can you tell us a bit more about SONSAF and its role in the electoral process?
SONSAF is Somaliland Non-State Actors Forum, and it represents the entire non-state actors in Somaliland. It has 5 main sectors: civil society, professionals and private institutions, private sector, community elders, and religious groups. So SONSAF has been founded in 2008. From 2008 up to 2017, SONSAF engaged 3 Somaliland elections: 2 presidential elections in 2010 and 2017, and 1 local council elections in 2012. So for those 3 elections, SONSAF engaged the civil society through election observation mission, one of the successful missions which SONSAF accomplished for that 10 years plus it was functioning. So SONSAF has been actively taking part in the democratization process for all that years.
Does SONSAF work with any international donors who also have a special interest in the country's electoral process?
Yes, SONSAF has been working with the international community, including the EU, who was covering all the operations that SONSAF is undertaking for all that years. We work many, activities, but the main activity that we always engage is the democratization process. We work all the major issues that arises. We engage, the political deadlock that always happens. We always work with the Somaliland parliamentarians for formulating and amending, the laws. So we do a lot of things. And the main thing that SONSAF did is bringing the civil society voice together in order to hold the government and the state actors into account.
What are some of the organization's expectations for the election?
Holding 2 elections at once. This has not happened in Somaliland democracy. And I'm very optimistic about it because there are 2 big achievements that I can pinpoint this time. holding two elections, which close to 1,000 people are running for it, and also covering almost all the expense of the elections. This is a huge milestone for Somaliland as a nation. And it paves the way that Somaliland is owning the election process. Because we did 6 successful elections. But all those elections, most of the expense has been covered by the international community. But this time, Somaliland is covering almost all the expense. So it's also a big achievement for Somaliland citizens to pay their elections, because it's the citizens that paid these elections. So the process of campaigning, the process of holding election, it's getting familiar to the Somalilanders. The next thing that we need to accomplish is holding elections on time. And the main thing that guarantees elections to happen on time is securing the funds. So this time, I foresee a bright future for Somaliland democracy, and I hope elections will be held on time.
You mentioned democratization as one of SONSAF's activities. What are some of the ways the organization works to ensure maximum democratization, if I can say, especially in a region where, unfortunately, democracy is a sensitive issue?
Democracy is part of our culture as Somalilanders. The space that the civil society is playing in this democratization process does not happen in many countries around the world. SONSAF has played a major role in the democratization process in Somaliland. For the past 3 elections in 2012, 2010, and 2017, SONSAF deployed observers from the different civil societies, which exceeds close to 1,000 individuals throughout Somaliland polling stations. So, Somalilanders, consider freedom of expression. It's a part of their culture. You can see how actively they engage the media, the social media, the traditional media, including, newspapers, televisions, how they operate. Everybody freely expresses his opinion towards everything that's going on. So we are a democratic society, and that our culture and the culture of our government gave the civil society this huge space that they are playing now.
Do you believe that democracy has been instilled in Somaliland's history, especially with regards to the smooth and successful handover of power from different clan factions to form a new government?
Of course, this democracy that we did is something unique to this African continent. For example, in 2010, the incumbent president have lost the race and smoothly handed over to the opposing, candidate. I remember in 2012, when second council election was held here in Somaliland, I was in Liberia having meeting with a group of African civil society. When I was presenting the case of Somaliland democracy, I told 2 years ago the incumbent have lost the race and handed the power smoothly to the opposition leader. It was really something amazing. Everybody was coming to me and asking how this has happened. Everybody was asking questions to me. So, democracy is a part of our history. In our Asian time, if you look back, our democracy came under the tree. When SNM was fighting the liberty of this country, they were democratically electing their leaders. So it's part of our culture. We consider that democracy is what leads us to prosperity.